I've looked online and not many people are talking about this fight we're losing. And that's the loss of the scrums in rugby union. Seems to be everyone's fighting to get rid of it, even though you and I both see it as an integral part to rugby union. And I want to talk about the 2026 law trials in Major League Rugby in the US. Now, when we mentioned this before we started, the thing that made me laugh was you were like, well, it's in the US, who gives a fuck? Fair enough. But also, trial laws can expand into other competitions. And I think it's important we get ahead of this because they do not seem to be changing the laws. So, give me 1 second. Here it is. All right. So there are a few rule changes, and the main reason for this is they want to speed up the game. And by speeding up the game, they're trying to minimize the number of scrums in the game. So I'm going to read through a few of the changes for the 2026 season. A knock-on or a forward pass into touch. You used to have the option of a line-out or a scrum. No longer an option, it's a line-out.
Okay.
Okay, so that's number one.
Okay.
The next one is a knock-on or a forward pass that goes in goal. The play restarts with a goal line dropout instead of a scrum.
Okay.
Okay, I've still got some more. A failed maul. If a maul ends unsuccessfully, a free kick is rewarded instead of a scrum. The 5-second use it rule, which is failing to play the ball within 5 seconds after the ref calls, use it or lose it. No longer a scrum, it's a free kick. And just so you know, you can't pick scrum from a free kick. They do have the 20-minute red card replacement law, which is the player that gets a direct red card, or for 20 minutes, after 20 minutes, another player can replace him. That one we've seen pretty much everywhere at this point. Tries that are scored directly underneath the goalposts is a straight 7 points. You don't need to take the conversion.
That I can get behind.
Can you though?
But I think
we've seen people miss them. It happens one in 3,000. No. It happened fucking who was for the Crusaders a few seasons ago. Lee Halfpenny. He came on for his first game for the Crusaders, took a kick, must have been 3 meters out from the posts, and still missed. It didn't affect the game. Crusaders won, but it happens.
Okay.
Then a scrum penalty.
Sorry, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I've just said that because you've given me like bad news. That's
and you're like, oh, this one's not as bad as all the others.
Yeah, maybe I was just like, oh. Okay, yeah.
If you win a scrum penalty, you can no longer opt for another scrum. You have to take a tap or a free kick. I mean, a tap or a kick to goal. You can't take another scrum from the penalty that you won. Next up, they have...
Jesus. Is it even rugby at this point?
No. It's becoming league. And I don't know how else to describe it to people. The next one they've got is they no longer have a TMO. They have a referee review system. Each team has 2 reviews they can use throughout the game.
Okay, so like that's pretty much out of NRL. Yep.
Then, I already said the last one they had was if you win a scrum penalty, you cannot pick a new scrum unless you're inside the opposition's 22-meter line.
You see, it's stupid. They're just making it way too complicated. But that's horrible. I hate it all.
I hate it all. And the reason I wanted to start with it is because now for the rest of the pod, I can be pissed off. Because it's like, you know, when we spoke about the Varsity Cup, the instead of taking the conversion, you take the 22-meter tap for 5 points instead of 2 points.
Yeah.
That one I thought was fun and creative, but it didn't really ruin the game.
Yeah. This is completely changing the game.
They're doing everything they can for scrums not to be important, which I know we've said this before, and I think we just got to keep saying it until someone starts watching the pod that's important. But like, scrums are so important. Getting rid of them, you're changing the sport.